And shit ladies, fantastic whatever the fuck time it is for you, Jeff, Hamster in a man suit, for the duration of Gamergate. And hopefully, this will be my last video. I'm not expecting it to be, but I'm hoping it is. I tend to my patterns tend to be based on prime numbers. I was hoping this video was going to be about a week before I put it out, but I remember there was some stuff I wanted to talk about yesterday that got distracted from by the other ideas I had encountered. But let's also be honest. A year from now, on this date next year, I will probably be sitting here going, Gamergate! So let's just dive right the fuck in and talk about conspiracy theories. Are there conspiracy theorists and tinfoil hatters in Gamergate? Now, if you don't know, a tinfoil hatter is basically just, it's a reference to the craziest elements of Gamergate. That the most delusional Gamergate, the craziest elements of conspiracy theories. The most delusional of which is to wear tinfoil on your head to stop your brain from being hit by radiation from satellites or UFOs or things like that that could control your brain, kill you, read your thoughts, things like that. So, a tinfoil hatter is someone who is a conspiracy theorist, but their conspiracy theories are so fucking crazy. What the fuck? And we're being called conspiracy theorists again. I actually saw someone say they're calling us conspiracy theorists. I'm like, have we lapped them? Because that's what they called us at first until we found fucking evidence of a goddamn conspiracy, and then they couldn't call us that anymore because we had evidence of our conspiracy theory. We could just hold up this little fucking piece of paper, well, rag, and go, but you did something, and it looks like it's a conspiracy. And their response was, well, if you saw the rest, well, their first response was, that's never been a secret that we have that mailing list. I mean, it's publicly searchable. I mean, you can go find it. And someone like, well, I've even mentioned it a couple times on Twitter. It's like, no, well, no one's ever fucking seen it then. And they're like, well, if you just looked at the rest of it, you just saw the rest of it, you'd show prove, it'd refute all of this claim of conspiracy and show that this is a one-time thing. Well, can we see it? No. No. So we find, fucking Ralph Retort finds some more that shows that Alistair Pilsnoff was fucking blacklisted by his employer with other employers through it. But if we see the rest of it, we're just gonna, it'll refute all of it. That's why they're never ever gonna try to keep us from seeing it as much as possible. Honestly, if you just open it up to public record, it would refute us, right? But no. Meanwhile, we're getting claims that fucking Total Biscuit is part of the right-wing conspiracy to control Gamergate and use it to destroy games. Remember last time I was talking about Middle Ground? Well, it was a conspiracy theory video. And it is full-on tinfoil hat, under the pants on the head. Fucking insane. Fucking Loping, King of Pole, and a third guy whose name I didn't catch because I came in late. And Sargon was in it for a minute, but he had shit to do. They watched this thing and they gave it the full fucking MST3K as they're sitting there. They paused it a couple times, a lot. But basically the video just goes through and says, hey, remember Man of Steel? Well, that's actually an attempt at brainwashing you into supporting the military-industrial complex. And now let's talk about Gamergate. Now that we've got that out of the way and explained that, and how that relates to something, let's talk about Gamergate. And we're going to use text to refer to any fucking thing I want. Now, I understand they were very pissed off about it in the video. I understand what he was doing. He's basically just saying, we're using this as a framework word, the same as we use Gamergate. We're not all the same people. Most of us have different opinions. I absolutely hate the more militaristic rhetoric of it, of some of the people, but it is what it is. It exists because it exists. So he's using text as a kind of catch-all word. So book, movie, game, he's going to use the phrase text for all of them. And so they all have those things in common where they have a narrative and they have a story and they have all these things. So, but games have a ludo narrative. Basically means the connection between gameplay and story. And I found that out thanks to Jimquisition's video on ludonarrative dissonance way the fuck back, when they were talking about Bioshock Infinite, saying the gameplay made no sense with the story, and he's like, the fuck's wrong with you? But he's saying the ludonarrative has to be brought into the idea of interpreting it as an art, as a piece of art. All right, I will grant you that that is a thing. But it goes into Gamergate, and how like Total Biscuit is part of part of the conspiracy with Thunderfoot and like fucking 10 other people now to fucking destroy games, basically to destroy any advancement or development in games, and that we've all been duped, and this them against us mentality, whereas for us, most of us, it literally is us against game journalists. If the game journalists straightened up and did their jobs ethically with integrity and kept their own fucking moralism out of the job and kept it to the op-ed, to the opinion pieces and things like that, then all of this would have stopped. We don't care that you're giving time to Anita Sarkeesian. We care that you're giving time to Anita Sarkeesian and decrying anyone who disagrees with her as harassment. I disagree with her. I disagree with her in a very different way than most people. I say the problem is that isn't so much that, well, she does cherry pick. She cherry picks her games, cherry picks her arguments, but what she's not saying is that all games are misogynistic and evil, even though that's actually the phrase she's using. What she's saying is, I don't like games that do this, so stop making them. Sorry, unless you're paying for them to be made, you don't get to do that. That's the point of art. I don't like games that are secret ties in with fucking companies. I played a game, I think it was called Dark Skies, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And it's a fantasy game, and had a very good ludo-narrative structure. The gameplay and the story elements that I encountered as I played through it were actually very good. The gameplay was a lot of fun. You had a little imp companion, and he was actually funny and well written. The game was well voice acted, and then you got to the first MacGuffin. Every game's got a muffin. You have to collect 7 stones. Okay, you have to collect 7 stones to bring back the rainbow to save the world from darkness. A little fruity, no offense, but a little weird, but okay. It was intended like a low teens game, so yeah, fine, whatever. I'm gonna bring back the rainbow. It's still a lot of fun. And then they explained that the stones are Skittles. I don't ever want to play a game like that again. I had to turn the game off and take it back. I bought it used, so I had my receipt still. They're like, why are you returning this one? Because it's fucking Skittles. I'm just not. I don't ever want to do a game like that again. I don't mind the fucking 7-Up Spot game because it's the 7-Up Spot game. I don't mind the fucking Burger King Sneak King game because it's fucking Burger King on the goddamn cover. But when you sneak in the Skittles to me, don't fucking surprise me with that shit. It's like a jump scare, but all the fuck more horrible because fuck. I'm having fun. What the fuck? That breaks my fourth wall. For those who aren't aware, fourth wall, which I can't, God, you fucking geeks, we are aware of what the fourth wall means, right? Basically, it's the willing suspension of disbelief. It's what lets us get into a game rather than just sit there and run through the motions. It's actually what Anita Sarkeesian and Jack Thompson and John McIntosh and the people who agree with them are afraid of. They're not afraid, really, of us. They're afraid of the fourth wall. And it shows a lack of imagination as far as I'm concerned, but they're afraid of our ability to willingly suspend our disbelief and go into a game, and then when the game's over, or the movie's over, or the novel's over, turn that off and go back into the real world. They don't think we have that ability. They don't think people have that ability. That's what their argument is, that we do not have the ability to enter into a game and do things in that game and then step out of that game and be people again. That when you go into Bioshock, and you step out of Bioshock, you really would like to just... Bad example. Uh, but you understand what I'm saying, you know, that we can't, and we can, and that's why we do it. And I mean, my credentials on Tinfoil Hat are my mother was a part-time member, and my brother was a fucking card-carrying, due-paying nut job. He believed he had seen the UN Constitution for America that would be put into place in the year 2000, January 1st, as part of the Illuminati's plot to take over the world and create the New World Order. That's Tinfoil Hat. He couldn't show it to you. A guy showed it to him like in a fucking parking lot one night when he was sitting around waiting for a bus. But anyway, we have evidence of our extraordinary claims. The fucking shit camera girl found. She found it with evidence. The Game Journal Pros list is evidence. If the rest of the list refuted that evidence, they would have fucking shown it to us by now. We have evidence of our extraordinary claims. What I haven't seen is anything other than conspiracy theories and a declaration that you're with us or against us from the other side. Total Biscuit's a moderate, so now he's part of the conspiracy to bring down games. You know, he joined Gamergate at the last second before his surgery, but he's been part of it since the beginning, trying to destroy games from the inside. Fucking Thunderfoot, and like, 7 other people are now part of this whole they're out to destroy everything message. And we're not. We just want to play our games and trust our media. And the fact that you have to fight so hard on this, shows we never should have. So Gamergate, I implore you, close the tabs. Go play a video game. When you come back, go check Niche Gamer. Go check Mindless Zombie. Gamergate.me that just opened up. Good gamers. Anywhere but them. Find their emailer, find their advertisers, email them, let them know where you're going. And don't ever go back. They're never going to be trustworthy. Anything they do at this point is a band-aid. So just don't go back. Gawker, Gamasutra, Katakagon, all of them. NeoCaf, just close them, log out, delete your fucking profile, and move the fuck on. And that's how we win. Is rather than fight corrupt assholes, we support good people. We just got to get the advertisers to those people so that those people can do better work. And have a nice day.